So, hi everyone, welcome to my presentation on the impact of new technological developments on various aspects of work for Dutch employees, which is a very long title. So, before I get into the details, I wanted to give you a short introduction on TNO and the work that we do. So, to start, TNO consists of 6 different units, and I work in the unit called Healthy Living and Work, and within that unit I work in the Department of Work Health Technology, which is a bit weird here. So within this department or expertise group, we focus on a lot of different subjects. So some of my colleagues have presented here today on topics such as mental health at work or hybrid working, but we also have colleagues who focus on exoskeletons. I saw one of my colleagues reference there, and also on physical health and safety and many more subjects. But the common thread through it all is actually our data. So within our department, we have what is called the Monitoring Work and Employment Program. And within this program, we collect a lot of data. So, and that we use in a lot of the projects that we then do. So it, as the title already gives it away, it is centered around work and employment. So in a nutshell, we study the working conditions, the health, the productivity, the innovation and the sustainable employability of the workforce in the Netherlands. And an additional goal is to be able to follow trends in the quality of work and employment, and also to be able to see what the situation is in the Netherlands right now, and to see if it changes over the years, and also if it changes due to big events, such as a financial crisis or a global pandemic, for instance. And we also want to be able to use our data to identify emerging risks and risk groups. So within our monitoring program, we mainly collect our data using several large surveys. And the biggest one is the Netherlands Working Conditions Survey, or NWCS for short, which we collect data annually among employees, and it's around 60,000 employees each year. And we also have several other surveys, and we have 5 other, and they have different focus on different groups or different designs. But today I will be focusing on the NWCS. But if you have any questions about any of these other surveys, please do not hesitate to contact me after my presentation. So, like I said, I will be focusing on the NWCS and some new questions that we developed on the use of technology. So first of all, the NWCS is a collaboration between TNO and Statistics Netherlands, or CBS in Dutch, and the Ministry of Social Affairs and Employment. And in this case, what that means is that every new question or new idea for the survey is discussed by all 3 parties. So over the years, the NWCS already contains several questions on technology use. So we asked about screen time, about the use of a digital system to obtain information, the use of digital communication, and the use of an advanced technical device such as an exoskeleton. And in addition, we asked participants if they experienced any changes in the technology that they use, or if they experience information overload. And these questions already gave us a first insight, because we could link the answers to these questions to all other subjects in the survey. So we were already able to paint a first picture on the influence or the possible influence of technology use on various aspects of work. But in 2022, we decided that we did want to use or add additional questions on the influence of technology. So we looked at several other studies and several other surveys, and we came up with a couple of questions, which I will now show to you. So we started with a very brief introduction on how technology can change work or can lead to changes at work. And then we asked 8 different questions. So we started asking all employees who indicated that they do use some form of technology at work, whether new technological developments caused them or enabled them to do more or less work in the same amount of time. We also asked them if they were able to process more or less information. We then went on to ask them if new technological developments caused their work to be more difficult or easier, whether it was physically heavier or lighter, whether it was mentally heavier or lighter. And we also asked employees who indicated that they work with a advanced technical device, whether the work was more or less safe. And lastly, we asked all tech users whether these new technological developments resulted in there being more or less surveillance or control of their work. and whether their work had become more or less enjoyable. So for all 8 questions, employees already also had the ability to indicate that there were no changes. So that was the third category. So on to the results. So today I'll present the averages for the Dutch employees. And first off, we see that 38% of all employees, or all employees who use technology in their work, indicated that they were able to do more work in the same amount of time, as opposed to 8% who said they were able to do less. 45% was able to process more information, 6% less. 48% indicated that the work had become easier due to these technological developments, and 14% said it was harder. Only 3% said that the work had become physically heavier, and 18% said it was physically lighter. 23% said it was mentally heavier, 13% said it was mentally lighter. And the individuals who also worked with advanced technical devices, 40% of them said that the work had become safer, more safe, and 6% said it was less safe. 28% said they experienced more surveillance or control of their work. 8% said it was less. And 17% said the work had become less enjoyable, and 20% said it was more. And so I didn't display the no difference category, but that's like the difference between those two. So this might be a bit overwhelming, these results all put together, so I thought it would be interesting to show you a bit more detail, because we looked at it in more detail and we found some interesting results regarding group differences between age groups. So we saw that younger workers were more positive about technological changes and their impact. So younger workers between the ages of 15 and 25 reported more positive effects of these technological differences or developments. So they reported that the work had become more easy and that it was both physically and mentally lighter. So you can see the left group is the youngest group, and if you look at the blue bars in the graph, you can see that they're bigger as opposed to the other age groups. And for older workers, on the other hand, we saw that they were kind of more negative about these technological developments. So they indicated more often, the older workers between the ages of 55 and 65, that the work had become more difficult, that it was mentally heavier, and that it was also less enjoyable. And in this case, if you look at the orange bars, you can see the difference between the age groups as well. So this was a very quick overview of firstly our monitoring program and then the new questions. But I hope it was very interesting and insightful for you, everyone. And there is still a lot more to explore. We're doing a study right now to see if we can extract more interesting insights from these new questions. If you want to know more or want to take a look at our data yourself, you can visit our website. So it is... It was supposed to come on the slide, but it's fine. I'll show you later. Or if you want to work with our data, we have a lot of data. You can just send me an email, or if you have any follow-up questions for me. So thank you for listening. That's it.